like to measure intelligence, intellect, anything like that. I think there are people who take time to ask questions, who are curious, who want to know and want to understand things. And I think there are people who don't. I think everybody has different capacities to do that at different speeds. Okay, guys, we're going to educate everybody on how to analyze movies, analyze film at its most basic level, even to professionals who do this professionally and make lots and lots of money telling people their opinions on things and analyzing things. Let's break down Hoppers, only using the first scene, because that's all you need when you're talking about movies targeted at family audiences. In this case, everybody is so interested in their own particular agendas that they just didn't pay attention to the movie at all. And when I say people, I mean pretty much everybody. I don't think there's anybody watching this who's already on my fucking team here, so don't get comfortable, because I feel like I'm going to say something to upset everybody in this one. Yeah, so this is Hoppers. We see a turtle emerge from the depths. Children tormenting it because children don't understand boundaries. Our main character, young Mabel.
I'm Mabel. I'm gonna get you out of here.
This kid is on a mission. But she's taking them all, because that is the most logical and safest thing to do in order to create active change in one's world, is to stuff living beings into bags and run with them. And then she fights a man, causing a cup to hit the sprinklers, dousing everyone in water and ruining the artwork of her fellow classmates. You cannot bite people. You cannot bite people. So far, what has been critiqued? So far, what has been critiqued? What is the only things that have been spoken directly at the main character? If you were listening carefully during the teachers yelling, they were saying you are a part of a class. You are one student in a class. We can't have children just doing whatever they want. And then her mother says you can't bite people. Let's keep going.
Alright, maybe no choice. Come on.
Let's go over there. See what great things you might discover if you sit down and listen to your grandma. If you sit down and listen.
When I was 12, I punched Susie Perkins in the face.
Punch Susie Perkins right in the face.
I
Granny.
used to get really mad, but not anymore.
I used to get really mad, but not anymore. You want to know my secret?
You just have to be very still.
Very still.
Watch.
And watch. And listen.
Feel better? That's what nature does.
That's what nature does.
It's hard to be mad when you feel like you're part of something big.
It's hard to be mad when you feel like you're part of something big.
Grandma, can I come here every day?
Anytime you want. It could be our special place.
And as a result of feeling like you're part of something big, what actions are inspired in a person when they feel like they are a part of something big? So, what actions were critiqued? What actions were critiqued by the end of our main opening story, our little short film before the big film, to introduce us to what sorts of messages we are to expect in this? What is critiqued and what lesson is delivered directly in plain English to the audience? Because I heard, when I was such and such age, I punched Susie Perkins in the face. You want to know my secret to not getting angry? It's feeling like you're a part of something big. You shouldn't bite people. You're just one person in the class. And if you don't want to be angry, sit, shut the fuck up, take a deep breath, watch. Preferably outside. Hoppers is an anti-war movie, and it takes place on planet Earth, which means it takes place in the natural environment, because there's no real separation between human society and the animal world, as it goes on to say and illustrate multiple times. So really, inside is still outside, right? This is an anti-war movie. This movie says don't bite people. And if you don't want to be angry, you should stay outside for a little bit and take a deep breath. Pollution is evil. Here's how to solve pollution. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that at all. But you guys watched the same scene that I watched. And then by the end, you were pissed off that they didn't murder this mayor. Because yeah, that's what solves problems. That's what makes the world better. Is murdering mayors. Let's do that. I understand that a lot of people are saying, no, that's not what I wanted. It should have just been a better message to mobilize people toward blah, blah. Okay, you wanted all kinds of stuff. This movie had a message. And its message is, sit down and go outside and take a deep breath and be part of nature. Because it's hard to be mad when you feel like you're part of something big. And you guys are mad because it didn't take a hard enough stance against somebody, because you wanted people to get hit, you wanted people to get sloshed, you wanted there to be an enemy for whom we can destroy. And this large cast of terrestrial beings, you were trying to pick out which one was the bad one. And at the end, the mayor is still here and didn't get beat up or attacked, so therefore the movie said Mabel is wrong for wanting to save the environment. And what you should do is nothing, because politicians are good people, and we should just do nothing. I don't like to measure intelligence, intellect, anything like that. I think there are people who take time to ask questions, who are curious, who want to know and want to understand things, and I think there are people who don't. I think everybody has different capacities to do that at different speeds. But ultimately, that's what I see. A decision to absorb information and analyze that information and come up with decisions, or a decision to look up the surface, look around to see what everybody else thinks, and then go ahead and regurgitate the same talking points over and over again. Because if you want to talk about the bean mouths, we can do that too, because that's a valid criticism too. This movie stated its message in the first few moments of it, like most Pixar movies do. And y'all went, this movie doesn't take a hard enough stance on the environment, because this is an environmental movie. This movie's an environmental movie. This movie's like fucking Fern Gully, because that one got kids outside. Did you take your child to the park after you saw Hoppers? Did you take your ass outside to take a deep breath after you saw Hoppers? To sit and listen? Or did you hop on TikTok to talk about how this movie wasn't going to do nothing, it wasn't going to change nothing, because you kind of liked that scene, and you were kind of ready for him to get his head bit off, and it didn't happen, and you're a little mad? Anti-war, don't squash nobody. Because when you do that, nothing good comes of it. Things just get worse, and stuff gets destroyed. And you're not the only person. So calm down and take a deep breath, and we'll talk about it, and we'll figure it out, because that's literally the only thing that can be done to solve any problem. This thing didn't say nothing about pollution. It didn't say nothing about the environment. It didn't say nothing about politics at a thematic level. The characters in the thing spoke on their own personal motivations, but the themes of the work of fiction stated its point very clearly, multiple times over and over again. The Beaver talks about how everybody's got to eat. These direct messages are spoken in plain English. And you guys heard the way to fix pollution is to not be mean to politicians or some shit, because nobody is saying what this movie means. Nobody's saying what it is saying, because nobody's actually trying to analyze it. You're upset because it would have been more fun to see something else. You would have felt mobilized. You would have got that Avatar kind of feeling. And so and people are pulling up the one clip from the trailer, the thing meant to sell the thing, that talks about Avatar, to easily explain what the basic premise of the thing is. Not the message, the premise. Because those are different things. And Pixar's been doing this a long time. And Disney is a conglomerate, so they kind of have the right people. They have at least the ability to pay the right people when they want to sell stuff the way that they need to sell it. And they obviously wanted to sell this one, so they compared it to the thing that premise-wise is the most relevant. That's also on Disney+. And you guys went, well, Avatar did a better job because people got murdered for burning trees down. I was able to point and see who the good guys and the bad guys were, even though in the third movie, this man's talking about scalping people. Our main character, yeah, if you haven't watched that one. If I haven't posted my video that I literally already recorded, being mad about that one. This movie is not an environmental movie. It's an anti-war movie. It takes place on planet Earth, and therefore everything in it is going to remind you of the natural world, because that's just kind of how it goes. It involves lots of species on the planet Earth that go to war with each other instead of talking, because they wanted to find an enemy really quick, and they picked one, and they decided to try to destroy that person. Because rash actions beget rash actions beget rash actions. But if you would like to not be too angry, you can go out in nature, and you can sit still, and you can listen. Because it's very hard to be angry when you feel like you're part of something big. And the result of feeling like you're part of something big is going out every day and picking up trash and observing the beavers and caring. But when you can jump online and sit on this thing and go, this movie didn't give me the type of catharsis I was looking for, then like, yeah, your kid is going to keep doing what you do, which is nothing. Which is nothing. Which is nothing. This is one of the most important movies to come out this decade. I sobbed my eyes out during the war room scene. Because I've also seen Oppenheimer, so I watched 3 hours of people planning to murder some people for no reason. And it was eerily familiar. When multiple species, when multiple people from different walks of life were discussing who they were going to kill in order to solve all problems in their environment. And the tyranny and destruction that was wrought. The leaders who rose to power to replace destroyed leaders. Because killing this mayor was going to stop that highway from getting fixed. That circle around a small town, that perfect circle around a small town, was not going to get finished if they murdered the mayor. They were just going to drop it. It was never going to get done ever. This is one of the most clearly communicated messages I have seen in so long. And I was extremely baffled to go on TikTok afterward and see the most prominent reviewers calling it bad environmental politics. When we all watched the same movie. So yeah, I sat here today with my laptop thinking I was going to have to type out watch the whole movie and go through beat for beat, explaining that no, watch the first scene of this movie and you get its message really easily. And y'all wanted a different movie, so make your own then. Make your own environmental movie that actually mobilizes the youth, better than the one that encourages you to take their ass outside. And when you didn't do that, let's ask why kids don't care. Let's ask why kids sit on their phones all day.